Bonjour, and welcome to all of you comic book geeks, readers and collectors to quite a special one, really specifically aimed at you collectors, because I can't say that this is for your, I suppose, geeks as well. But when I'm not reading comics, I'm reading magazines about comics. And it sounds mad, doesn't it? But a publisher called TwoMorrows, if you haven't ever heard of them, investigate. They do a plethora of what you would really call fanzines, but they're too slick to be called a fanzine. But in their heart and soul, they are, because they're written by people that love it and that have been. And it's exclusively US comics, by the way, so it's no good me pretending that there's any stuff in here. So that's that. But we have our British fanzines. But these are guys that have been on the scene for years. There'll be interviews in these magazines that like go back to our first interview. This artist at the '78 San Diego Comic Con and stuff like that. What it will be, I can imagine, because I've got more or less kind of like the first 100 issues of this magazine, right? Back issue magazine, roughly. What I'm hoping to do is a little bit of an experiment, because I've been trying to find my way, other than just like show covers and blah blah and go on and waffle on like I normally do, which I will do, by the way. What I want it to do is provoke, because it's obviously about old stuff, right? What I'm hoping it's going to do is provoke, you know what I'm like, if you're a sexy subscriber, you know what really does rock my world. And it's when we have personal memories of where we were, what we did, what was happening when we bought a particular comic. So after my little scroll, I'm going to get into it from issue 1, right? And what I'd like you to do, if you will indulge me, is if you're going to watch this video for any length of time, and I can imagine it might be a little bit of a lengthy one, because even at 30 seconds a cover, 100 issues, see what I mean about the maths. So if you want to put on a pot of coffee or get yourself a cup of tea, or really, if I was you, I'd get myself a large gin and tonic and use the big fish bowl. Large gin and tonic. And as I go through, comment on what I'm showing you. What memory have you got? I'll give you an example. Marv Wolfman and George Perez. What did they do? You know what they did. Anyway, we're going to go through that after the scroll. And also, because if we can get momentum on people commenting, then comment on other people's comments. Say, yes, I remember that. Yes, I remember this. Anyway, do you know what? I am going to get on with it. Hopefully that's tickled your fancy a little bit. And hopefully it's not going to be too dry. It's not every single issue of 100 issues. And some I'm just going to, show you the cover. Hope you find it interesting. And I hope it provokes nice memories about the best hobby ever. And you know what that is. Follow me after the scroll. Welcome back. Right, so you know the setup now. We're going to go back to 2003 when the first issue of Back Issue came out. And what they did in this magazine was a pro to pro interview format. So you've got Marv Wolfman more or less all the way through this issue, apart from beautiful Jack Kirby behind the scenes pencil sketches and stuff. So you understand what a professional, what a gorgeous magazine / fanzine this was. Anyway, Wolfman and Perez having a chat all the way through it, more or less, all the way through this issue. And yeah, they were talking about Crisis on Infinite, but I was also talking about when they first met earlier on, when Perez was on Justice League and etc. Marv Wolfman was his editor, I believe. So it's just This is the kind of stuff we're on about. Look, beautiful Bolland cover. I mean, to be fair, I'll look through the covers as we go. Look at the lineup in here. Look, O'Neill, Adams, Engelhart, Rogers, Starling and Bolland reveal the Joker's journey. Love it. Tomb Dracula. That says it all, doesn't it? Come on, if this ain't going to provoke. Len Wein and Bernie Wrightson plus Steve Bissett and Rick Veitch. That's the pro to pro. Greatest stories never told, Man Thing or Swamp Thing. Who came first? Well, I know chronologically, but horror heroes and pencil art, I just love it. Kyle Baker cover, 70s and 80s, black comic book heroes. Nexus, Mike Barron, Steve Rude. Oh, look at this cover. Conan, I mean, you know, what a piece of artwork. Gods and Warriors, Arthur Sudem interview, obviously Barry Windsor Smith, and Rare Art by Buscema, Adams and Kane. Oh. I haven't even looked inside this one yet, because these have been piled up. These have been piled up in the background. But once this is done, then when I'm bagging, it's going to take me days to bag these because I'll start reading them. Look at that. Watchmen in there. I mean, obviously by then Watchmen would be, what's it? But obviously we're talking about back issues. So this isn't like Wizard talking about what's out this month or what's coming out in the next 3 months' time. It's a retrospective. Look, John Byrne's Shazam. Does anyone remember? I don't, to be honest. And I followed Byrne from Marvel over to DC. So if you can let me know in the comments about that one. Oh, look, it's Mike Grell cover. Look, the Future issue. Who's this lot on the cover? Is it the Legion? Yeah, Pro to Pro. So the Legion Pro to Pro interview is with Cockrum and Grell. Oh, love it. There's a thing about Jack Kirby's Commandy in there as well. Oh, look, Mike Zeck. G.I. Joe. One for me old mate, Jason, Comic Patrol. He does love... Oh. Come on, big green issue. Of course it's going to be a Neil Adams cover. Neil Adams interview and art gallery. Interview with Hulk's Peter David. Dave Gibbons pencil art. Gibbons? I don't know what's the matter with my new teeth today. And Green Arrow's Mike Grell. What an issue. Look at that. I got all these for kind of like a nice bargain price from my old mate Paul. Comics and Fantasy, Hornchurch, Essex. But, you know, if any of these are tickling your fancy, just let me know. Oh, look, The Art of Life and Don Newton. Unsung Heroes. Look, this is my cup of tea. Defenders, Champions. Two of my favourite teams. Because they were the jokers, weren't they, of the pack? They were. The teams that shouldn't really be teaming up. Shazam, never been a fan. Jerry Ordway, I can't say that would, you know, all I can say is that's part. Grant and Brayfogel's Batman. Levitz and Giffen's Legion of Superheroes. I've just picked a few of them up actually on my Essex tour. Comic shops, there was only a little run. And I thought, So I picked them up to catch up. Scott McCloud Zott. Who remembers that? Obviously, that's at the bottom. It's not the cover. I'm just reading the bottom because, like I say, oh, beautiful Adam Hughes cover. If you dare go on eBay and that Bolland cover, this Adam Hughes cover, you see like they're all going for a certain amount, you know, a couple of quid, and then suddenly, boop, boop. So, what's going on? Oh, comics go to Hollywood. TV's Flash, Disney, Star Trek. Yeah, look how that turned out. What year was this? Did I tell you it was 2003 when it first came out? I think I did. This was 2007. So, yeah. How that turned out. Don't know about that cover. Doctor Strange, and what's at the bottom there? Magic issue. Oh, Doctor Strange, the Tanner, Amethyst, Elementals, Doctor Fate. Oh, Brunner. Peter Pan with Brunner. Ooh. Oh, Gene Colan's in there. Of course he is. They're going to talk about Doctor Strange. There's got to be some lovely artwork in there. Shame they didn't put some on the cover. Iron Man in the 80s. behind the scenes of the Leighton Michelin era. Come on, guys, there must be some of you out there that remember getting these 80s issues. I loved this era. I've got to say I did. Because it was the era where there was the allure of all the indie comics coming in. Like the indie stuff was where it was at. That's where it's got to be. But for superhero-wise, I don't know why this was one of them. And it was definitely Leighton's art, layouts, etc., whatever he was doing. Oh, Gulassi and Menschler. Come on. Come on. Yeah, lovely Nick Cardy little piece of artwork there. Like I say, I'm not the biggest DC aficionado, so, you know, if these are provoking memories for you, then I love it. And again, oh mate, Jason, you're a proper Aquaman fan, so come on, issue 27. Dr. Doom's in here as well, Monarch or Monster. Oh, look, Pro to Pro interview is Mike W. Barr and Brian Bolland, obviously talking about, can I hear you say it? Yes, Camelot 3000. Then Bolland moved over to America, and oh, that was the first thing he did. Oh, what a lovely cover. Why can't I quite get the artist on that cover? What is it? Heroes Behaving Badly issue. Interviews with Ron Wilson, Herb Trimp and John Byrne. And come on, it's going to take me years to read everything I'm interested in this issue. But who can, without me flicking through that issue and wasting your time, who can help me out on the artist? Does it look like Darwin Cook or Bruce Timm to me? What do you think, guys? Come on, gang. Come on, help me out. And then that saves us all time. Of course, that's Cockrum. And look who it ain't. Obviously a discussion. New Mutants, X-Men in the 70s and 80s. X-Factor, Nightcrawler, Captain Britain, Longshot, Beast. Yeah, if you're an X-Men fan, you was going to pick that up. More Shazam. Lovely Alex Ross cover, but gotta admit, yeah, it was never my thing. What I did like in this issue that I did see earlier was a tribute to Dave Stevens in the middle. Lovely tribute. We know, and I've done, if you're interested, I did do I picked up The Rocketeer, which was basically his entire career in comics, apart from covers. If you are interested in Dave Stevens, go and check that out. Shameless plug. Over with another one of my favourite characters, Howard the Duck. Obviously, must have been Steve Gerber's passing, I assume, because of the tribute issue. Again, done a separate video on Howard the Duck. Shameless plug time, yes. Come on, Hog, you plug your other videos. If you want to scan the hundreds of videos. No, there's playlists there. Anyway, look at the lineup in here. Frank Brunner, Gene Colan, Walter Simonson, Michael Golden, Val Mayerick. That all obviously worked on Howard. The Spider-Mobile. Probably a slow news week on that one. Titans Together, Teen Heroes issue. It's got to be a Perez cover, hasn't it? Well, yeah, it is. Of course it's a Perez cover. Love that. Teen Heroes. But you know what I mean? Like, how can you not get excited? And I know it's all kind of like whatever cup of tea you are on. Warlock. It's got to be Jim Starlin in that one, hasn't there? Yeah, with Stim Jarlin. Jim Starling, Jim Shooter, Dick Giordano, Alan Davis, Leach, Bob Wysek, David Michelin, and Gary Leach, obviously. It must be Gary Leach? Didn't get the Leach reference there, but anyway, I won't flip through it. Another nice cover, Craven's Last Hunt. You're gonna know what they're talking about in that issue. Oh, I just pick up the war comics whenever I see them. I can't say I'm ever going to get to the end of Our Army at War and Sergeant Rock, and you need to be dedicated to be after that lot, I tell you. You really do. Even to have runs of it, especially in the UK. I don't know what it's like in the States. but you've got to be a dedicated collector of war comics to they are very few, but when you find them, they're not expensive unless they're kind of something key. First appearance of Sergeant Rock, whatever. John Byrne, FF. Do we remember that run? Of course we do. Of course we do. Spider-Ham. Do we remember? Do we remember this? Catwoman. Good kitty or bad kitty? No, we're not going to go there in this video. What they've added is colour at this point. So up until now, it's been glossy pages but no colour. It's never been a cheap mag. But to be fair, I think now, alongside a lot of comics, the price has dropped. Because people want to get shot of them. Because the market for, on that subject, Alter Ego is another good TwoMorrows publication to get. They started off doing the creator, comic book artist, I think it was called, and then they went over there to another publisher, and they turned what they was doing into this. Oh, I love this cover. Are they talking about American flag? Of course they are. Captain America, American flag, Wonder Woman, Freedom Fighters, Team America, red, white, and blue issue. Jonah Hex. Oh, I love this. Obviously I love this cover because I'm a big Frank Cho fan, but I love the fact that it's Bruce Jones and Brent Anderson's Kazar or Kazar or Kazar. Let me know in the comments. I've done that one before. I know if you're a long-term sexy subscriber, you know I've asked that question before. But just let me. There's no wrong or right answer, is there? Let me know. Is it Kazar, or Kazar? Beowulf Claw. Do you remember that? That little DC series. It wasn't great, was it? Anyway, Conan, Call, Red Sonja, and Rima the Jungle Girl. I could make a lot of Rima in the modern age when they made that name up in the golden age, but I'm not, because again, we don't go there in these back issue. Spider-Man in the Bronze Age. Look, now that isn't going to be a read for Marvel aficionados, and likewise, this is not going to be a read for DC aficionados, is it? What a run of comics. Again, Warlord Mike Grell, what a run of comics. A career-spanning interview with Jim Starlin. Oh, I've got a print of his signed. Actually, that's with Thanos on it as well. Dead Heroes issue. Captain Marvel, Dead Man, obviously. Elektra, Flash. Is Flash dead? Probably was at the time of publishing. Something for everyone here. Mandy, from all the links to the people I mentioned are here. But Mandy, one for you if you're still here, darling. Look. Batman in the Bronze Age. Again, I picked up a few of these recently on my Essex comic book tour. Thanks to my old mate Jamie. So, Englehart and Rogers talking about Batman. Oh yeah, I'm going to be there. The Pro to Pro interview is Simonson and Larson. Bernie Wrightson. Bronze Age horror. Isn't it good? Is this not? I mean, I don't know. Or am I getting overexcited reading about the behind the scenes stuff? Because even reading issue 1 with the behind the scenes of Wolfman and Perez and how they got together and the lead up to Crisis on Infinite Earths, I don't know why I love that. I love that stuff so much. So if it's just me, let me know. So yeah, Hog. Yeah, thanks for a nice video, mate. We skipped through it. Now I know that's Bruce Timm without even looking. What a beautiful cover. Star Wars at Dark Horse. I still think when you look overall at the entire pantheon. Oh no, I'm going to change that. Because as I said, the entire pantheon. We can't not Star Wars versus Dark Horse. Marvel versus Dark Horse for Star Wars. We can't not include the first, what was it, 107 issues from the film, and then the next film, and then in betweens. That wasn't the Dark Horse stuff wonderful? Yeah. That would be a debate that when I had the comic shops, I would have loved to have had that debate with people. And if I had them now, obviously at the time, the Dark Horse stuff like Dark Empire 1 and 2 was just coming out, and Rogue Squadron was on its way and all that. Perez on Avengers. Eesh. What are they doing here? Retro Comics Experience. Oh, Jeanette Kant. And the birth of DC's Vertigo. One of my faves. And obviously they're always only looking back. They're only looking back at what floats their boat, like the contributors' boat. So if it's going to float their boat and they're into their comics, then it's going to float our boat as readers, isn't it? Yes, I say. JLA, in the Bronze Age. Come on, let me know. Did you collect it? Don't know. I'm enjoying Space Ghost at the moment, but because I'm British and I didn't catch the cartoon, I don't know if it was ever aired in the UK. I know it's a big thing for the Yanks, but other than that, that's all I have to say about that. Oh, come on, we all read this, didn't we? Did anyone not pick that comic up? Oh, and again, the B teams. It even says it in the B teams. Oh, look at this. Is it Kevin Nolan? Yeah, Kevin Nolan. Look at that Kevin Nolan cover. They are my favourite team, if you don't already know, you sexy subscribers. If you're new, that's my favourite team. And then it goes downwards. Champions, Doom Patrol, Guardians of the Galaxy, Inhumans, yes. Legion of Substitute Heroes, Teen Titans West, and Peter David's X Factor. The B teams. Oh, I love it. I love the B teams. And again, here we go. Look, another team. The B teams were great, weren't they? A little bit of Mignola there. With the Brian Augustine and Mike Minogue. Yeah, Gotham by Gaslight. Special Legion in the 70th Legion of Superheroes. I don't know why, out of all the DC stuff that I'm attracted to the Legion of Superheroes. I did get one of the little digest books back in the day when I was a kid, one summer. And that really stuck with me. What a great read it was. 100-page, 10th anniversary issue. They don't sound well. I suppose they do sound the cover. Who's in here? Marv Wolfman again. Oh, Showcase Centenary. Just literally watched the video where my old mate Jason at Comic Patrol was showcasing this showcase issue. Enough said. Snicked. They're obviously Incredible Hulk in the Bronze Age. Yeah, that's going to be... Is it still... I think it is. It's between Hulk 181 and X-Men. Is it 94? Should know that, shouldn't I, off the top of my head. But is it not one of them that's the most expensive Bronze Age comic? Yeah. Oh, got to get new teeth. Is that Arthur Adams? Yes, it is. Doctor Strange, one of my favourites, Clea, with her best chest forward. Robots issue, love it. Metal Men, Red Tornado, Robot Man, oh, Vision. Oh, Shogun Warriors. Excellent. Mike W. Bart and Alan Davis in this one. What did they work on then? Could it have been Batman? I'm trying to race through these, so apologies if you're like trying to comment like I asked you to, and then I'm kind of throwing another one your way. It's quite a fantastic four in the Bronze Age. So going back, we are harking back to the 80s here, guys, aren't we? But it's good stuff. No, Bronze Age was 70s, wasn't it? So yeah, good stuff. Good stuff. Who remembers Concrete? Who remembers Micronauts? Michael Golden's artwork, and then first 10, 12. Isn't it funny how he hung around for about a year? Or was it more than that? And then done the same in the Nam. But his artwork, I know it's not the only two things he's done, but I still remember his stuff that he did for the magazine, the Savage Tales, where we done the Vietnam War stories in there. That was, for me, that was his most beautiful stuff. When comics were fun issue. Do we remember that, everyone? Do we remember when comics were fun? This is the weird issue. This is one for my old mate Terry, because obviously he's aka Dead Man comics or comic covers. Their links are in the thing, so just check them all out. There's 3 of them. Jason, Comic Patrol, Mandy, aka iZombie, link, and Terry, Dead Man covers comics, and he's obviously, I think he enjoys Dead Man because he's named himself after. That's why I enjoy hedgehogs. That's why I named myself after those. And look at this catalogue, 2015 catalogue, all of the TwoMorrows Publishing. Just, I can't recommend them highly enough. Alter Ego, Jack Kirby Collector, which I also get, the Draw magazine. Do tons of stuff. But I'm going to try and rattle through so I don't waste like half a day of everyone's time. Comic sponsor, Charlton at DC, Action Heroes in the going to be a bit of Ditko in there, I reckon. Another lovely Perez. Mark Waid examines the Flash Green Lantern team up. Giant size Marvel, issue by issue, 100-page spectacular. It's not, is it? It's going to be, DC's 100-page spectaculars. They were great, weren't they? When you are collecting back issues. I've picked up a few of them recently. They are great. Bronze Age. Oh, look, the event issue. So, look, I'll just show you those events. Can you see them? What one of them events do we remember? You know when an event was an event? Like, you'd have one... Well, this is when it all started, wasn't it? This is when it all started going out of control, really. Who's on this one? Is that Sasquatch? Yeah, Alpha Flight, yeah. Alpha Flight, who remembers then? Supergirl in the bronze. I'm picking up a few of these now. I'm getting ridiculous. Very poignant. Good timing. Marvel's giant sizes. Look, nice design on some of these covers, by the way. Nice design. Special Batman and Superman. Who remembers? They're going through the... Yeah, look, they're going through the Marvel magazines. From the black and white stuff, look, to epic. Yes, love it. Kaluta cover. The Shadow, what are they doing in there? The Shadow, Corex and Battlestar Galactica. You see how much featuring Chaikin and that in there? Bill Sinkovich, Electro Assassin, Dazzler. Good old Guy Gardner with a funny haircut. Could they put Bonk? Are they allowed to put Bonk on the cover? No, we don't. I did say earlier we didn't go there, didn't we? So I'm not going to. The Swamp Thing revival of 1982. Wonder what that's all about. More Shazam. Neil Adams. Indie superheroes. Right, come on. Thunder Agents, Mighty Crusade, Captain Paragon, Whisper. Continuity superhero. Can you name them? The continuity one? I'm going to give you a clue. Ms. Never got married, so she was always Ms. Mystic. Maybe I should do a sequel where she's Mrs. and she met a nice bloke and, how traditional. Moon Knight, come on. I think this is a lovely cover. Plunkett. Who remembers Marvel Fanfare? But what a beautiful cover that is. Love it. Perez, they love Perez on this back issue covers. Secret Origins and Action Comics Weekly. Do you remember when? I even remember when they went weekly and thought, thought only Marvel reserved themselves for such shenanigans, marketing shenanigans. Bruce Timmy's my man, as you can see from that. Plus that. Whenever I score a bit of Bruce Timm, baby, I'm there. Look at that cover. Harley Quinn's history, Batman and the Pages comic, got adventure. God, I do apologise for my teeth today. Anyway, you get it. You get it. Right, and then issue. Why did I pick up 2 then? Oh, there's another catalogue there. Issue 100. Look. I've got a lot of reading to do, and then it gets a little bit like T-Rex's Mark Bolan interviews Stan Lee. Partridge Family, the comic. Gotta admit, I probably won't be spending too much time reading that. So that's the first 100. Fourth World. Let me know if that brings back any 70s revival of the JSA. From the groovy 70s through the big 80s, Archie comics in the Bronze Age. Are there any Archie comic collectors out there watching this video perchance? Because I'd love to know, because I think it is a very, very US specific. I mean, I know that sounds obvious, but what I'm going to say is like English comics maybe from the 70s, aka the Bronze Age, is going to be very, very specific to the year. I know that sounds really obvious, doesn't it? But there's been no transfer, is there? Like, there's been no inroad, really, of Archie into the UK or Europe, or correct me if I'm wrong. And then the other way round, like the war comics, and some of them are great. The war comics, you had Sergeant Rock. That's nowhere near as good as Charlie's War. No, nowhere near. I'm here to tell you that. But we got your Sergeant Rocks and our Army at War and Haunting Tank, but you didn't get our Charlie's War and Johnny Red and Battle Action. And anyway, I digress. See what I mean about keeping it quick and as non-waffly as I can. Special Aquaman issue, another one. You've done well here, Jason, haven't you? You've done well, my old son. Special Aquaman. I can see the timer on my video. Superman the movie, 40th issue. That's a nice Gary Frank cover. Yeah, so exploring all things Superman. And we're going to end. Is that another Magic issue? Oh, Make My Marvel issue. Yes. Eesh. Should have ended on that, shouldn't I? But I'm going to end on the last issue I've got here with a nice Alex Ross cover. Alternate realities. I mean, how good? Let me know if it's just me. When you're not reading comics, it's good to read about comics. When I've done both of those, I like waffling about comics. So thank you. I've tried to really, really do my best to gush, but not too much. I hope that's provoked some memories, because, isn't it that I'm going to end, my book end is going to be the best hobby ever. And until next time, thank you. If you've joined me this far, I will send you the TwoMorrows Publishing catalogue from 2016, is it? The other one was 2015. I'll post this with your no prize if you're still here. Until next time, thank you guys, and I'll bid you all adios.